How are you doing, guys? Welcome to something a little bit different than the normal. We're going to be doing some reviews, more of reactions to something called Marble Hornets. This is a documentary kind of thing that involves like the Slenderman mythos a little bit. So I'm going to read the introduction to you so that way you guys kind of have an idea of what's going on a little bit. And then we're actually going to go back and start at the beginning of this kid's findings. Now, I know you don't understand what that means right now, but let me read through the introduction and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So, let's go ahead and read this, shall we? About 2 or 3 years ago, a film school friend of mine, Alex, was working on his first feature-length movie. It was called Marble Hornets. And I think it was about a 20-something returning to his childhood home and recalling events of what happened there. It was a pretty pretentious film student fare, but I helped out for a few days before my summer classes started. And a few rare occasions after that. Everyone on the set seemed pretty excited to be making it, especially Alex. Oh, excuse me. The set itself was about half a mile away from Alex's house, roughly a 30-minute drive from where I lived at the time. It was a pretty heavily wooded area, I guess, to give it kind of that sparsely populated, small town kind of feel. Most of the movie took place outside, so... After about 2 months of off and on shooting, Alex dropped his pet project completely. It was really sudden when he let me know about it. When I asked why, he told me it was because of the unworkable conditions of where he had picked to shoot, which struck me as very odd since he'd been living around that area since he was 8 and never seemed to have a problem with it. What's even stranger is that he acted incredibly distant when telling me this news. Soon after, he started avoiding me and, from what I hear, everyone else. All he did was sit around his house, not in it. Being a film student as well, I hated to see his work go to waste and decided to talk to him about it a bit more. A few weeks after he stopped shooting, I finally convinced him to let me come over. Something about him was worse than I'd originally thought. He had lost a good bit of weight and looked pretty sickly. I pretended like I didn't notice, and we just hung out for a while. Right before I left, I asked him about Marble Hornets and what he was planning on doing with all the tapes of raw footage. With almost no hesitation, he simply said, "Burn them." This caught me off guard. When I asked why he couldn't just archive them for B-roll in future projects, he just said that he never wanted to work with the footage again. He was completely serious about this. I couldn't understand why he'd just get rid of it completely. Surely it wasn't all that useless, so I asked him if I could take a look at them. He agreed, but only under the circumstance that I never bring them back to him and never discuss what was on there with him. He also highly discouraged me from showing any of it to anyone else. I laughed at this and said that he must have accidentally recorded the ring or something, but the way he was talking. He didn't acknowledge this and brought me up to his attic, where he was storing the pile of tapes. There were tons of them. He grabbed a couple plastic shopping bags and piled the tapes in and gave them to me, and shooed me out of the attic. Right as I was walking out the door, he said in the most serious tone I have ever heard from someone, "I'm not kidding. Don't ever bring these up around me again." Alex's comment was so sudden that I didn't have time to react before he closed the door on me. He transferred to an out-of-state school soon after that, and I haven't seen him since. I filed the tapes separately from the others, and honestly was too freaked out to look at them at the time, and eventually forgot about them. I decided to begin going through the tapes later tonight. If I don't do it now, I probably never will. I'm hoping all I find is an unfinished student film and nothing else. That would sure put me at ease now that I'm thinking about it again. If there's interest, I'll post anything that I find on here. Alright, so that's the introduction. Pretty thrilling stuff, you know. I have a good feeling about this. But anyway, so looking at the timeline here, see this is entry 60.5, and there's entry 60 references and 59, 58, blah, blah, blah. So these are all way later in the thing, I'm assuming. And so when I was looking through this a little bit, I noticed that there's a comprehensive timeline. And it brings you to prior to season 1. And I was like, oh, cool, okay. So this is all the stuff, and just so you guys know, there is a lot of stuff in this. But we'll worry about that when we get to it. So let's hop on to entry. There's 2 T's in that. Entry 37, Alex Crayley's birthday party. I'm assuming that's how you say his last name, Crayley. Yeah. Anyway, so here is the footage. Can't better quality, no. What the fuck? Okay, this is disturbing. Jeez. What? Okay, that was... Oh, I feel like... Jeez. It's like when you record a TV. What, did it slow down or something? It's kind of creepy. Well, very nice, Alex. Clap for you. That was freaky. Scared me. Made my petunias pop. So anyway, that's the end tree. Why are there two T's? Whatever. So there's a summary here. The video begins as a blue screen, like one would see before pressing play on a VHS tape and a VCR. Okay, so this seems like it's just kind of recap. I don't really want to read through a lot of this stuff because honestly, I want us to go through this and make our own decisions on what's going on, and actually, we can determine what's going on for ourselves. That seems like a much better idea. Anyway, so that's all I'm going to do this time. Tomorrow I will probably go through 3 or 4 of those videos. If they're all about if they're about this long, I'm going to go through 5 or 6 of them. But I guess it all depends. Anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed. I'm really looking forward to doing more of this. So yeah, stick around and there will be more. All right, see you later, guys.